You don't have 10 to 15 years to prepare. Entire industries once thought untouchable are already crumbling, not in some far off future, but right now. In this video, we'll count down 15 breakthrough technologies that are rewriting the rules, collapsing old systems, and building new ones in their place. On-device AI and edge, intelligence. Artificial intelligence isn't just in the cloud anymore, it's moving directly into our hands. In June 2024, Apple unveiled Apple Intelligence, capable of running smaller AI models locally on iPhones and Macs, while shifting heavier tasks securely to private cloud compute. According to IDC, shipments of AI-powered PCs will surge from 50 million in 2024 to 197 million by 2027, nearly 60% of the market. With intelligence embedded in hardware, entire revenue streams once built on renting cloud access begin to vanish. Industries from productivity software to storage now face a stark reality. The device itself delivers what people used to pay servers for. Industrial digital twins. Why build in the real world when you can test in the virtual one first? Siemens and Nvidia are leading the digital twin revolution, with even global hubs like the Port of Rotterdam trialing simulations to manage shipping and energy. McKinsey reports maintenance costs can fall 15 to 30% with these systems, and the market is expected to skyrocket from $16 billion in 2025 to $240 billion by 2032. Every percentage point saved means less work for firms that rely on prototyping, inspections, and physical rework. Much of what they did in the real world is now happening virtually, faster, cheaper, and more precise. Brain-computer interfaces, BCI. Mind control is no longer the stuff of science fiction. In 2024, Neuralink's first human patient moved a cursor with thought alone. By 2025, another patient with ALS edited and narrated an entire video using only neural signals and an AI-generated voice. Rival company Synchron has already implanted devices in more than 10 patients and achieved FDA breakthrough status. Analysts project the BCI market could reach $6.2 billion by 2030. Today, its focus is rehabilitation, but tomorrow, the keyboard, the screen, and even entire sectors of rehab technology may find their core products replaced by systems controlled directly by the human mind. BavLOS drones and autonomous delivery. On August 6, 2025, the FAA proposed sweeping rules for beyond visual line of sight drones, covering aircraft up to 1,320 pounds and flights as high as 400 feet. Walmart has already completed over 150,000 drone deliveries since 2021, while Zipline has logged more than 100 million autonomous miles around the globe. Analysts expect drone logistics to generate tens of billions annually by 2030. With that scale, traditional courier routes, inspection jobs, and parts of last-mile logistics begin to shrink. What once demanded fleets of trucks and drivers is now being carried out silently from the sky. Direct-to-cell satellites. In early 2025, SpaceX's Starlink began testing direct-to-cell service with T-Mobile, allowing ordinary phones to connect directly to satellites without towers. AST. SpaceMobile has already placed the first 4G satellite-to-phone call with AT&T. Analysts predict the non-terrestrial networks market could surpass $20 billion by 2030. For telecom giants, this rewrites the map. Roaming fees, worth tens of billions annually, suddenly look unstable, while rural broadband providers now face direct competition from space. When your phone can reach orbit, entire ground-based systems risk fading into obsolescence. Synthetic biology and gene. Editing biology itself is being reprogrammed. In late 2023, the FDA approved Casgevy, the first CRISPR-based therapy for sickle cell disease. Since then, Trials for cancers, heart disease, and rare genetic disorders have multiplied worldwide. Analysts project the synthetic biology market could soar to $3 trillion by 2030, with lab-grown meat alone reaching $1.5 billion by 2028. Agriculture, livestock, and even chronic care pharmaceuticals face disruption. When a single treatment offers a permanent cure, and proteins or food can be grown in labs, the industries built on ongoing cycles of farming and treatment begin to unravel. Autonomous vehicles and flying cars, self-driving cars and air taxis are finally moving from tests to reality. Waymo operates fully driverless taxis in Phoenix and San Francisco, and by 2025 expanded service into Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Joby Aviation and Archer Aviation are working with the FAA to launch commercial electric air taxis before 2030. Analysts estimate the global autonomous vehicle market could climb to $2.3 trillion by 2032. That kind of scale reshapes entire sectors: parking lots, trucking, ride-hailing, and even insurance. As mobility shifts to fleets that no longer require drivers, the industries built around them begin to contract. Perovskite tandem solar cells. Solar just hit a step change. In 2025, Longi announced a record 34.85% efficiency for a perovskite silicon tandem cell, verified by NREL, and Trina Solar followed with a commercial scale module at 30.6% efficiency. Japan has pledged over $1.5 billion to push thin film perovskites for rooftops and stadiums. Conventional silicon solar tops out near 25%, so this leap means cheaper, denser solar that threatens peaker plants and the utility economics that depend on high operating costs. When sunlight delivers more energy for less money, the old power economics start to crumble. Self-driving labs and AI drug discovery research itself is being automated. At Argonne, an autonomous system called Polybot runs polymer experiments without human hands. At NC State, a self-driving chemistry lab produced 10x the data of conventional setups. In pharma, AI-designed drugs, like the in silico candidate, are already in phase 2 trials. The global R&D market, worth hundreds of billions, relies on trial and error. As labs run themselves and AI designs molecules, traditional research pipelines and many jobs around them face being cut out of the loop. AI versus AI cybersecurity security is becoming machine versus machine. DARPA's AI Cyber Challenge and industry deployments from the biggest vendors are building systems that find and patch vulnerabilities automatically. With cybercrime costing trillions, AI defenders racing AI attackers turns human-led SOCs into a legacy model. Security companies built on manual ticket queues and slow incident response risk obsolescence when real-time, AI-driven defense becomes the norm. Post-quantum cryptography. Quantum computers threaten the encryption that underpins finance, communications, and defense. Standards bodies have already finalized quantum-safe algorithms, but migrating global systems could take 5 to 10 years, leaving a dangerous window. Sensitive data stolen today might be decrypted later. Vendors whose products depend on today's crypto are racing a clock that could make current tools obsolete. AI and the GPT-5 era. At the top of the list is agentic AI. On August 7th, 2025, OpenAI launched GPT-5, powering ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot with benchmarks that stun, while 75% on coding benchmarks and 80% on tool use tests. This is no longer autocomplete. This is planning, reasoning, and executing tasks at near expert levels. Knowledge work, research, law, consulting, software represents a $15 trillion global sector. As agentic AI handles more workflows end to end, industries once deemed untouchable face real collapse.